welcome to the 7th Annual Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo Hour. I'm your host, Frank Acom, and joining me, we've got Brian Palmer and Joe Zaprzinski.
How you doing, Frank?
Welcome back, guys.
Thanks.
We're back again, Frank. 7th year. Do you believe it?
I don't believe it. How do you keep it fresh, Joe, every year? How do you keep it new?
It's difficult. I mean, we have to start when the show's over at the end of the year. We have to start then to start calling, vendors, charters, outfitters, all those people. We contact them, whether it's emails, whether we call them, whatever it is. We do that to try to get new vendors every year.
And there was something new last year, and it worked out perfectly, and that was the location, the domes. That's worked out very well.
Domes was awesome. We listened to what people were upset about, when we were at our other location. And we were able to lower the price of admission. It's free parking now, and it's easier to get to. It's easier access for everybody. We loved where we were before, but we love the new place even more.
And it's President's Day weekend, February 16th and February 17th. Let's get into some of the specifics. What's new this year?
A lot of things new this year. We've got a few new charters, Castaway Charters and Guide Service. We've got Lazy D and Me charters, which are a few new charters that we haven't had before. We've got some new outfitters that are coming. Big Boom's Northern Maine Adventures, which is new to us. A few others, the Fallen Outdoors, they're new to us. International Outdoor Consulting, he's coming back again, which obviously you can see where we are. This is where we've done it before, and and this is his place. Hollow Oak Outfitters out of Ohio is another new one that we have, and then not just the charters and the outfitters. We have other new ones that are in.
We sure do. State Line Camping Center is an example of that in Lindley, coming out, putting up a camper display. Wonderful people, and people are going to be excited about that because not only is it camping, people can go in and design their own trailer, whether it's for landscaping business, hauling SUVs and RVs out to where they want to ride them. You can actually go and sit down with them and design exactly what you need. That's very exciting for a lot of folks.
The size of the trailer,
the size of the trailer, everything.
Have that design.
Yep. So we're mentioning new, but there's always the favorites. I think every year I bring up the fact that everybody talks about the free fishing pond. It's got to be one of the biggest draws of the whole weekend.
Oh, it's huge.
And kids 12 and under are free, and we let those kids fish in that pond. There's over 125 trout that are in that pond. We're putting on a new design on it this year. It'll be rectangle versus oval. But all those things will be there as they were last year. Rainbow trout, brook trout, and
other fish.
And other fish.
One of the best parts of that too, Frank, is watching a little guy or little girl the first time they've caught a fish.
Oh, yeah.
Their faces light up the place.
I think you can hear the excitement when you walk in the door, and you can find the fishing pond pretty quickly.
Right.
You hear all the yelling and screaming and the laughter. Yeah. It's great. And we mentioned really fishing, Joe, and last year I know this was popular because this is where I went to first, and that's signing up for a chance at a lifetime fishing license.
Absolutely.
What a good idea.
That's going to be at Hall's Homes and Lumber booth, who is one of our major sponsors. We did this last year, and anybody can enter to win as long as they're a New York State resident. That qualifies them. It's free. It doesn't cost a thing to enter to win, and it's for a lifetime fishing license in New York State. You can also go online and enter to win as well. You can go on our website, twintiersoutdoorexpo.com, and you just click on contest and you can enter there as well. We have another speaking of contests to win, we're doing that with Big Boom's as well, Big Boom's Northern Adventures. What he's offering, which is what I'm interested in, and you as well, we're upland bird hunters. What he's offering is a fully guided grouse hunt, which includes lodging and food. And that's a great trip. It's for one person, but if you have a buddy, you could split the cost for that person to go. And he'll give you all those details. Free to enter to win. You can also go to our website and do the same thing. Go to twintiersoutdoorexpo.com, go to contest, and you can enter to win there as well. You can also enter his booth, which is a really, to be able to offer that kind of a trip to somebody for free is awesome.
It's very special.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are going to be going there and to the lifetime fishing license because, I mean, it's a bonus. You're having a great time.
Sure.
You're breaking the cabin fever, which we all need.
Yeah.
You're going, and that leads me into some of the other things that you offer. I personally like the speakers. I like going and learning because there's always so much you can learn, right? And one of the guests that I'm looking forward to hearing from, it was always Sheriff Chris Moss. Sheriff Chris Moss, of course, has been replaced by Bill Schramm. He is running for sheriff now, but he's currently filling in that spot.
Right.
He's going to be speaking and taking the place of Chris Moss.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not sure exactly what they'll talk about, but I'm sure there's lots of questions people can ask Bill, and you know, he'll probably talk about any of the revisions to the SAFE Act or anything like that. So, you know, stop and see him. He's going to be there shaking hands. He's going to be there, you know, answering questions. We're happy to have the Sheriff's Department back, absolutely.
And I brought my autograph book because Bob Folkrod's coming back.
Best hunter in the country. Might be the best hunter in the world. We don't know.
Yeah.
He can hunt.
He'll tell you, though.
He can hunt. That's right. He can hunt. He knows, you know, if you have a question about something that you want to hunt, he's hunted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you have the tag, he's hunted it, I'm sure. I mean, the guy has been all over the world, has hunted, you know, anything you can imagine, and he's hunted successfully. Great person, great guy, loves to hunt, loves to talk.
We're talking about the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo, of course, and there's something new this year that I think is very relevant, very timely. It's a little bit different than the hunting and the fishing we've been talking about, but it's, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's Pew self-protection.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Zachary Pugh, who is also an Elmira police officer, he has his own business called, you know, Pugh Self-Protection and Combatives. He's going to be talking on a couple topics. Introduction to maximizing survival during an active shooter situation, which is, as much as we don't want to admit it, but it's stuff that is a hot topic in this area, or not in this area, but around the country, around the country. Also, he's doing consideration when using a firearm on self-defense, and that's a good thing for him to teach people, because if you really don't know how to handle a weapon, you can hurt yourself. You know, yeah, you don't want to hurt that other person, but you don't want to hurt yourself either. Right. So, you know, he's new to our presenters and speakers, but we're excited to have him along. The one that I've been thinking about, the one that you haven't mentioned yet,
right,
is, you know, our falconry.
Of course.
Baywings falconry.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's favorite. She's going to have some new birds. She's going to have her owls. She's going to have her hawks. She's going to have her eagles. She's going to have all that stuff there, and we're excited to have her back.
Plus, if you see something you like, they've got a glove. You can sit on your hand and take a picture.
And everybody's got it on their Facebook the next day, the next couple minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Likes all over
right away.
But there are a lot of speakers and seminars. People can find out more at the website, I'm sure, as it nears, twintiersoutdoorexpo.com, twintiersoutdoorexpo.com. But you mentioned the falconry, we've mentioned the fishing pond. This is absolutely fun for everyone in the family.
Doesn't matter how old you are, from 3 years old, catching your first fish, to 103. There's something for everybody, no matter what your age group. And it's a great bonding opportunity for a grandfather and his grandkids, a dad and his kids. I mean, you see so many combinations together. And we saw so many people last year with the move to the domes that came both days as groups. It's just so much to do. And again, you've got the winter doldrums from being inside. Even though we haven't had the snow, it's been cold, and people come out of the walls where we had record attendance last year. So it's great for all ages. There's not anybody that wouldn't enjoy it.
No, and it clearly is an event that you could go to both days. I mean, there's something to do. You're going to find something new each time. And I don't think that's an exaggeration.
No, not at all.
And you know, our vendor list is up a little bit this year from last year.
Great. And
we still have people that are interested in coming. They've been contacting us. So it could be bigger than we've ever had it.
Great.
Which is what we're trying to do every year.
And I want to go back, I know we mentioned at the beginning of the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo Hour, but we've talked about the outfitters, and that's my personal favorite because it gets you daydreaming, you know, as the winter months go on. Joe, there are a lot of opportunities for hunts with outfitters. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. I mean, International Outdoor Consultant, for example, he can help you find a guide out west to hunt mule deer, elk, antelope, grizzly bear, he can get you to Alaska. He can do that. You just need to let him know what it is that you're looking for, what your interests are, and he may go with you to help with the cost. Cut the cost down. He's one of our favorites.
And the proof is right here.
Yeah, proof is right here.
Right around us.
North Mountain Outfitters out of Hughesville, Pennsylvania. He offers hog hunts. If you want to take a day trip, because it's not far from around here, take a day trip, go down, use an arrow to, a bow and arrow to shoot a hog or a deer hunt, whatever it is you want to do out of those, he has that available. In addition to that, we have a new outfitter. It's called the Fallen Outdoors, and these guys like to facilitate and organize hunts for military from years past and current.
Oh, wow.
So what they try to do is they'll have a hunt that they either traded with somebody or negotiated price or whatever it was, and what they will do is they'll have that hunt available, and they will either find or somebody will nominate a name or something, and that military vet has a chance to go hunt and shoot whatever it is that...
A hunt of a lifetime, a dream.
It's exactly what it is. Hollow Oaks Outfitters is another new one that we have. He's a Ohio whitetail hunter, but he also offers... His location, he also offers something for the whole family. They can come and they can stay and they can hike, they can bike, they can do all those different things. They can also, if while the father and son or the father and daughter or all of them want to hunt, they can book that hunt as well and get their whitetail license in Ohio, and they can hunt whitetail right there on their property.
And you've always had a lot of outfitters, but there's definitely more outfitters this year then.
Yeah, more this year. Big Booms is another one that if you're interested in a bear hunt or a grouse hunt or a moose hunt, if you draw the tag, even whitetail, he's been doing it since he was a young kid, and when you see this person, you're going to know who he is. He's about 6'8", 6'9",
wow.
And he's probably the biggest man. He'll be the biggest man in the building. There is no doubt in my mind. I've seen pictures of him. I've never met him in person, but he's a giant man, just a mountain of a man, and I can't wait to meet him.
I can't wait for the first 6'9" guy to come up to you and prove you wrong.
Yeah. Well, he may not be the tallest, but
okay, all right.
he's definitely going to be the biggest.
But we've been talking outfitters, and there's also a lot of fishermen who obviously love coming every year to the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo. Tell us about some of the charters that we have this year.
A few new ones. Castaway Charters and Guide Service. They're a Lake Erie sport fishing. If you want to do a little walleye fishing, and probably perch fishing, probably a little bit of everything, but we've never had an Erie charter. This is our first one. I'm excited about him. Walleye fishing is a lot of fun. It's one of the best tasting fish that's out there. We're excited he's here, or that he's going to be here. Lazy D and Me charters. This is a new one. This is a guy who does striper fishing on the Hudson River, which is different, new. We're excited about him. And then we have our, one of our major sponsors who's back, Dandy Eyes Charter out of Ontario. Anything you want to do, salmon fishing, lake trout fishing. We even did a perch fish trip with him like in November. It was cold. We were out on the lake, but we caught more perch than you can imagine. We had a ball. Glad to have him back. And then another new one that's with us this year is Northeastern Sport Fishing. Another Ontario salmon fisherman. He does some lake trout and steelhead also. We're happy to have him along with us.
Well, I think we take a second, and you guys have a sip of beer, because I noticed you haven't had a sip yet during the whole show. Well, I'll do a little housekeeping. It's the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo, 7th annual at the Domes, Elmira College Murray Athletic Center in Horseheads. It's President's Day weekend, February 16th and February 17th. Again, twintiersoutdoorexpo.com for more information. Joe, you mentioned earlier the Fallen Outdoors, and that really caught my attention. I started looking at some of the people that are going to be there, and there's such great organizations. Wounded Warriors in Action. One of my favorites, I'm a proud member of, Scope. So you end up learning a lot about various aspects of the outdoors, about gun rights at this event. And you can go up, they're so accessible, not just to people that are helpful when it comes to gun rights and like that. Everybody is so accessible at this event.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they're there for. Those vendors want to talk to the people who come past their booth.
Yeah.
You know, they want to talk to them. They want to answer questions. They want to help you understand what it is that they do. They, you know, it's nice to know that about some of these vendors. You know, there's quite a few of them. Waterloo Rifle and Pistol Club.
Right.
They're another one. They're an organization out of Waterloo. You know, they're doing a raffle for guns, but they have a shooting range up there that you can go to. You can become a member. You know, there's a lot of those organizations that are going to be there that you can do that with.
As Joe was saying, there's a lot of these organizations there that are educational for you, but they're also doing things for people that need things, which is great. You just enjoy visiting with them to learn what they do, and it's really impressive. There's so many people there that come, and we were talking the other day. It's not only hunting, fishing. There's so many other activities. Basically, anything that you do outdoors, you'll find indoors at this expo.
Absolutely.
That's a great way to put it. And again, it's family friendly. I can't imagine someone not having fun at this event.
Oh no, it's great.
You know, and learning. That's what I always enjoy. I walk away with so many pamphlets. I always try to collect all the outfitters, just again to look at later on. But the speakers and seminars, I want to reiterate that there's going to be so much there for you to learn and so much there for you to see. So again, it can be a 2-day event. Plan for both days.
Absolutely. One of those speakers who can really help anybody who has a nice little piece of property or even a large piece of property is Ben Williams, Old Tin Cup. You know, he can help you manage your property and teach you what to do and how to do it and make it so that your little piece of heaven could be a nice little sanctuary of animals and whatever. Could have nice deer, he could produce nice deer for you, whatever it is, and he'll be there speaking about that, answering questions and helping you out.
We're talking about the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo. Joe, obviously to make this possible, you had to have some major people behind you. You had some people that said, I want to be a part of this. Tell us about those sponsors.
Yeah, Ferrario Auto Team is one of our ongoing sponsors. Have been there quite a while with us. I think 6 years at this point. We're very happy to have them along with us. Go see them, talk to them about a Jeep, a truck, a Ford, whatever it is that you're in the market for. Go see them. They can help you out. Price, financing, whatever it is, they'll help you out with it. Hall's Homes and Lumber is another one that's, returned for, a few years. She was off for a while. Now she's back, and we're happy to have her back. And they're going to have a whole fleet of Husqvarna power equipment. It's going to be everything you need or anything you need in Husqvarna they have. And they'll have it on display. They're also going to have Evinrudes that are Evinrude boat motors, outboard motors. They sell those down there. They work on boats. They do, winterizations and they open the boats up for you. We're so glad to have Halls with us. And Brian can tell you more about State Line Camping. State Line Camping is new to us, new to the show, but we're happy to have them as a major sponsor.
And a great thing about them, it's not only camping trailers, as we talked earlier, the utility trailers, enclosed trailers, but they also carry camping gear. They do all of your tune-ups and winterizations and everything like that. It's fun to go into their place because you've got the folding seats around the campfire. In fact, I have a 11-month-old great nephew. The first time I was in there, he was only a month old, but they had a little folding chair for a little guy that was a moose with the antlers sticking out. I said, he won't be able to use it for a year, but I got to buy it. They have stuff like that for kids, hiking, games that you'll play in your yard or at a campsite. And it's incredible. If you haven't been in there, you need to go. Incredible, the things they have for all aspects of outdoor activity.
Right there off the highway, it's easy to get to, go see them.
Yeah. Another new one, Frank, that we have this year, another outdoor activity that people think of, but this time of year you don't think of, is we have Finger Lakes Harley Davidson coming this year. And they're going to bring a couple bikes for us to all drool on and and make some deals and talk to them, because again, that's the what's the word? That's the what the king of riding rides. You know what I mean? Right. And they're going to be bringing some beautiful pieces for us to look at and enjoy.
Now, you mentioned Hall's Home and Lumber, and I just want to say quickly that that's where you'll go to sign up for the New York State Lifetime Fishing License chance.
Absolutely, and like I said, you got to be a New York State resident to qualify, but you can also go online and do that as well. Go right to our website, and then you can click on contest and go through the
process.
Yeah, through the process.
Okay, so maybe you got a charter when it's all done, or you sign up for an outfitter. The hunt's over, the fishing trip's over, and you want your place to look like this place. Where do you go? There's got to be taxidermists there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Fins and Feathers. Fins and Feathers is back again. We love him.
Yeah.
You know, he does a wonderful job. And I've said this before. You know, if you do have something that you shot a few weeks ago or a few months ago, and you know you've got it in your freezer, give him a call. He'll tell you what to do to treat it, how to handle it, what to do to bring it to him, or whatever it is. He'll help you out with that. He can answer all those questions.
They're so creative on the mounts. You know what they can do with the taxidermy. It's incredible.
It looks like it's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing about Fins and Feathers is his wife has now become a certified big buck scorer.
Oh, wow.
So she will also be there. We're going to have her and those guys and the Big Buck Club right next to each other, and they're going to score bucks together. So if you want to bring in your deer that you shot in the fall, or if you want to bring your deer you shot 10 years ago, bring it in. Mike Deming at New York State Big Buck Club will help help show you how he measures, and you can get an idea of what your buck scored.
And I love people bringing in their bucks, and they've always got a great story. You see them, they can't wait to go up to the New York State Big Buck Club and talk about it.
Right.
If you stand there, you could hear stories all day.
All day.
Oh, yeah.
And they're great stories.
They're
awesome.
very good
They're my favorite.
But that's it, and I go back full circle, but talking to the people at the booths, that's where you learn the most. They're so friendly and warm, and you end up really making friends year to year. It seems strange, but at the end of the day, you'll be looking forward to next year talking to the same people.
Yeah, it seems, I laugh about it, but it seems like every year, and I mention it to you guys, but every year you get to meet a new friend.
Oh, absolutely.
If you get a new vendor, it's typically those people are very nice people.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just like us, they want to be successful. They want to sell their product. They want you to have a great time on their hunt or on their fishing trip or whatever it is they're doing. They want you to be happy, and they're just great people.
And they want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
And they want to tell you their stories. So
Exactly.
it's a great social time too.
It is. It's the love of the outdoors that brings everybody
Absolutely.
together.
Yep, absolutely.
One other thing, Frank, if we have a second, I'd like to bring up is as you talk about things for kids. Heavenly Sunset Farm will be back with us again this year, and they've been here for years with their alpacas for the kids to pet.
Yeah.
And they're outside of Addison, and Carol Half at Hidden Alpaca Farms is the lady associated with them. She's from Horseheads, so she brings her alpacas, and then Heavenly Sunset and her, they share the space to sell their products. But the alpacas are always a big treat with the kids too.
Everybody loves it. And buying the products, you're never going to have a warmer pair of socks.
Oh, no.
Right? More comfortable.
Yeah, we were at a show earlier in Bath, which is a great show they do every year, and they were crazy busy because the weather was cold, and they sold more socks and gloves that day than anything in the world.
That was a great day for them.
It was perfect.
That's awesome.
We've talked about it being a family event the whole time, and how you could be there for both days. And you really can stay there all day because there's food. Great
Absolutely,
food.
absolutely. Phenomenal food. Wheeler's Catering out of Pine City will be set up again, supplying food to all the folks that come. In fact, last year, they were so busy on Saturday that partway through the day, they had sold all their food for Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
And after Saturday's show, had to go back and make more food for Sunday. Everything from sausage, peppers, and onions to chicken speedies to you name it, beverages.
Great mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese was a big hit. Yeah. But it's incredible. And as I said, last year their food was so popular and so good that they couldn't keep up with it. So that's a testament to what they supply.
Yeah.
Of course, and you can eat there, and there's a lot of things to take home. I know that every year I come home with a gigantic bag of beef jerky. I'm not sure if it's new this year, but I've ran into them before. This cheese-filled company, that's one of the most popular booths whenever you see them.
It's new to us, but you know, it's not new out there.
No.
Right.
I mean, people like that cheese-filled pickles, cheese-filled sausage, cheese-filled pepperoni. You know, I mean, they've got some great stuff, and you know, you could test it and then take it home. You know what I mean? You know, Pacific Mountain Farms is back, who has a ton of different jerky, elk, you know, buffalo. Venison, they've got beef, any jerky,
Bacon
turkey.
is the big one. Bacon, right?
Bacon jerky, that's all good, yeah. Dave Clark Foundation, you know, you say you can carry the stuff out. Well, they've got bricks of cheese, you know what I mean, that you can carry any kind you want. Honey, that, you know, stuff like that. J&D Kettle. J&D Kettle Corn is another one that is, I love their popcorn. Love it. It is delicious to me. I take a big bag home every year.
I could use a big bag right here, right now.
You can smell as you walk in the door, too.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
With that, and you can also smell the Bavarian Nut Company.
Yeah.
You can smell those nuts from a mile away. You know, look them up. They've got a bunch of bags of different kinds of nuts that you can test and take home.
And kind of to completely change the topic from food, but I wanted to mention that there's going to be game commissions there because a lot of people have questions, and rightfully so. It gets complicated, right? So you have quite a few options where they can talk, whether you're New York or Pennsylvania, to talk to game commissions or people that are in the know.
Yeah. I mean, and you go ask them any kind of a question. If you have a dog or a wild animal like a raccoon or something that you've seen around your house that you really don't know whether it's rabbit or, you know what I mean, it's out during the day when it shouldn't be, you call them, ask them, talk to them, tell them, ask them what they recommend you should do. That's the great thing about it. You can get licenses, know when the dates and times are when they go on sale. You can ask those questions. We have not only New York State, but we have Pennsylvania as well.
Speaking of dogs, Invisible Fence will be there joining us this year for the first time.
Oh, great.
And I've witnessed one of their newer products where people can actually not bury cable anymore. It's done from an antenna you can put on your roof or somewhere on your property. And then you get on a computer and you draw out where you want that to cover.
Wow.
And it's all done electronically. Now, it's the person that I know that has it, that I spoke with, that I knew that had it, I found out, they take it to their summer place. They just take the little tower off, take it to the summer place,
oh my God,
and redo
that's awesome.
it.
We live in amazing times.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's incredible. And I've seen it in action. I couldn't believe it.
Also, speaking of dogs, J&K Sporting Goods, they do a lot of dog supplies, collars, leashes. Check them out. I know most everybody who goes to these things own a dog.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and they need something for them, and they may have that for you.
Well, we keep mentioning dogs. Joe, you got to tell about our friends Upland and Antler Kennels and Game Birds.
Oh yeah, we don't want to leave them out. Absolutely. You know, those guys do a great job. Ed and Scott. You know, if you want to go, it's not far from here. It's, you know, in Caton. They have any, you know, upland bird you want to shoot as far as legal ones. No, grouse you can't shoot, but anyhow, you know, pheasant, quail, chuckers. You know, they'll plant them for you in their fields, and they have some awesome fields that they've done some great work on, where the food that they have available for those birds to hold them, and you know, you may shoot a holdover or something like that. If you have a dog you want to take, they more than welcome it. Or if you don't have a dog, they have dogs that are great dogs. In fact, they even sell their breed of dogs. You know, they may have a lab that just had puppies that they'll sell, or a Brittany, or a German Shorthair, or an English Setter, whatever. They've got those types of dogs, and sometimes they have puppies that they're willing to sell.
We're just about out of time for the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo Hour. Before we go, guys, if you could tell us again the major sponsors so we can thank them.
Yeah, we do want to thank Ferrario Auto Team, you know, State Line Camping, Dandy Eyes Charter, and Hall's Homes and Lumber. Thank you very much.
It's the Twin Tiers Outdoor Expo, President's Day weekend, February 16th and 17th at the Domes and Horseheads. We can't wait to see you there.